Okay guys, so we're going to finish up chapter 1.6 with examples starting from 1.67, where we're going to talk about rational exponents and equations including them. All right, so remember, a rational is a fancy word for having a fraction. So this is a fractional exponent, and you can see we have x to the 3 over 5 power here. Okay, now in order to solve this, we will use the reciprocal of that, which will be 5 over 3 as our exponent. So we're going to lead with this. X to the 3 over 5 is equal to 27. And we're going to raise that to the 5 over 3 power. And by putting it to the 5 over 3 power, we can see these two exponents simplify out. Okay. So now we're at the point where we're like, okay, we know that x equals 27 to the 5 over 3, or the 5/3 power. And what we can do is we can continue by breaking this down further. So the key thing here is going to be to remember that the bottom number here is a root. So this 3 right here is a root. So what is the cube root of 27? We should get that it is 3, okay? So we're going to end up with 3 to the 5th power, which ends up equaling 343. So again, that 3 comes from 27. The cube root of this is equal to 3. All right, so if I have that 5th power, we know that this is 3 to the 5th power. So by using that, we can solve this and get that it is 243 for x. We should go back and double check this. So in order to double check this, what we can do is plug it back in. And we, of course, can say, hey, 243 to the 3/5 power, does that equal 27? And we could kind of break it down. We can say, hey, 243 is 3 to the 5th power, and that is raised to the 3/5. Cancel out, of course, these two denominators, this denominator and this. So now we've got 3 cubed, which does in fact equal 27. And we can say, yeah, our double check checks out. And so the answer was that x equals 243. Okay. On stuff like this, it's super important to make sure that we check our work. Sometimes signs and stuff can get canceled out when we're not paying attention. Even roots, remember, don't work with negatives. And so it's very, very important that we always go back and check our work. Okay, let's have a look at another example that uses a rational exponent. And here we've got x minus 4 to the 2/3 power, and that is equal to 16. So once again, in order to simplify this out and solve this, we're going to use the reciprocal of that exponent. So x minus 4, let's put that with the 2/3 equal to 16. And then let's go ahead and raise this to the 3 over 2 power. We're going to do the same on both sides. Okay. Remember, the reason we can do this is the power rule, which says if you raise one side to a power and the other side to a power, we should be able to get them to remain equal. So the first thing that's happening is let's go ahead and take this 2/3 power and this 3/2 power to cancel out. X minus 4 is equal to 16 to the 3 over 2. Now remember, when we do 16 to the 3 over 2, the third on the top is going to be a power, and we can think of the 2 at the bottom as being a root. Well, if we take this one piece at a time, let's look at what the square root of 16 is, and you should be able to tell me that that is definitely plus or minus 4. And when we bring along this exponent, that cube, this doesn't really change anything except saying that it is the cube of plus or minus 4. And we can, of course, continue that and say, hey, this is going to end up being 64, and with that plus minus. Okay, so x minus 4 is equal to plus or minus 64. Okay, and we can go ahead and solve these pieces individually. Let's just start by moving the 4 over, plus 4 to each side. So I've got x equals 4 plus or minus 64. And we should get x equals 4 plus 64, making 68, and x equals negative 60. Okay, so we need to really make sure that we check these, especially because I had that even root that gave me the plus minus. So we're going to really want to make sure that both of these work out perfectly in this case. So let's go ahead and double check these. Okay, so our double check is of course going to be to plug in both of our answers again. So let's just start with the 68. Let's plug it back into our original equation. So here we go, 68 minus 4 to the 2/3 power equals 16. And let's go ahead and solve this. So we get 64 to the 2/3, which ends up being 4 squared, which does equal 16. Okay. Now let's try it with the negative version of this. So the other side will do the same thing, but with the negative number, which is negative 60. So here we go. Negative 60 minus 4 to the 2/3 power equals 16. Now, when doing this, guys, just always start with the root. We're going to make our numbers smaller by doing that, and that's going to make our lives a lot easier in the long run. So 2/3 equals 16. Well, the cube root of negative 64 is just negative 4, and we are still squaring this number. And what we will get is that that does in fact equal 16. So we can say both answers are true, okay? And these are both valid answers, okay? So once again, once you finish a problem like this, we need to make sure that we plug our number back in, just double check that it all works out, and that we are in fact getting the correct result from it. Okay, it's super important, especially when you start seeing things with these even roots and plus minuses kicking in. That is where the majority of these errors lie. Okay, let's talk about equations in quadratic form. So once again, quadratic form is something that may not necessarily actually be a quadratic, but is similar enough in structure that we can use the techniques that we know about quadratics to help solve them. Okay, so the example that they've given at the top is x plus 1 to the 2/3 minus x plus 1 to the 1/3 minus 2. Now, traditionally this would look very difficult, especially because 2/3 and 1/3 end up being roots of 3, and then we've got a squared and then a single power to it. But what we're going to do is we are going to use the replacement that they've suggested here, which is to say that u is actually x plus 1 to the 1/3 power, okay? And that would mean that u squared is that quantity squared, right? So, of course, x plus 1 squared, which then makes it a 2/3 power, right? So from here, we've kind of developed a value for u and u squared, and your equation turns into something like this, u squared plus u minus 2, which is something we can very easily factor, actually, okay? So let's go ahead and come down here and solve this in our example. Again, to be in quadratic form, the key thing is that we can rewrite it in this form, au squared plus bu plus c, the traditional quadratic form. And all that means is the first term has a power that is twice the second term, okay? So once again, let's use our substitution. U is going to be x plus 1 to the 1/3 power. So this is going to lead us to u squared minus u minus 2 equal to 0, okay? And now we're going to be able to solve this by factoring is generally the easiest method, in my opinion, okay? And what I've got is u minus 2 and u plus 1 equals to 0, okay? So once we've factored this, let's go ahead and identify our solution. So u equals 2 and u equals negative 1. And what we can do is now we can replace our substitution again so that we can get answers for x, because we need to make sure that we finish solving for x. So x plus 1 to the 1/3 power equals 2, and x plus 1 to the 1/3 power equals negative 1. Okay, now having seen this, how can we solve these two individual pieces? We're going to use some of the same methods that we used previously and go ahead and cancel these exponents out, right? So remember, if I have x plus 1 to the 1/3 power, we can cube each side of this, so put it to the 3rd power, or 3 over 1, to cancel this exponent out. So now I've got x plus 1 equals to 8. And if we subtract 1 from each side, we should get that x equals 7. Okay, let's follow the same process on the other side. So we'll take this and let's take our x plus 1 to the 1/3 equals to -1. And let's cube each side and cube this as well. So now I've got x plus 1 equals to -1. And we subtract 1 and we get x equals to -2. So my two solutions right now are 7 and -2. Let's go ahead and go to our double check and see if these both work out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it back to the very original equation and plug in 7 and -2 and test if they both work. Okay, so you can see I have rewritten the first equation twice. And on the left-hand side, I'm using 7 for x. And on the right-hand side, I'm using -2 for x. And so again, we're just going to test this out. We're going to plug them both back in, and let's see what we get. So 7 plus 1, of course, makes 8 to the 2/3, minus 8 to the 1/3, minus 2. And so what we should get here is this is going to be 4 minus 2 minus 2. So that's simplifying down 8 to the 2/3 and 8 to the 1/3. And that does in fact equal 0. So I'm going to say, okay, great, that side looks good. Let's go ahead and do the right-hand side as well. So I've got -1 to the 2/3 minus -1 to the 1/3 minus 2 equals to 0. Okay, and so what we're going to end up with here is +1, because the -1 gets squared, minus -1 minus 2. And these basically become a plus. And so I've got 1 plus 1 minus 2, which does in fact equal 0. So what we can see is that both of these answers, both 7 and -2, checked out in our double check, and those both work perfectly as solutions for this equation. Let's look at another quadratic form problem. So here we go. Let's do 1.68b. Okay, so you can see we've got 6x to the -2nd, x to the -1 equals 2. And what we're going to use is, first we're going to move the 2 back to the other side so that it equals 0. 6x to the -2 plus x to the -1 minus 2 equals to 0. And let's use that u is x to the -1 power. Okay, so here we go. We've got 6 u squared plus u minus 2 equals to 0. Okay, again, let's go ahead and factor this down. 3u plus 2, 2u minus 1. Okay, now we can solve these pretty quickly, no problem. U is -2/3 and u is +1/2. Now go back to our substitution, okay, and let's go ahead and plug this back in. So here we go, we've got x to the -1 power is equal to -2/3, and x to the -1 equals 1/2. Okay, now if we raise each of these to -1, we can get a very simple solution for these, because remember, a negative exponent like this will just cause the fractions to flip. So here I'm going to get x equals to 3/2, still negative, and x equals to 2/1, which is 2, as our solutions. Okay. Now you can take these and you can plug them back into your original equation to double check, and they should both check out as coming out to being 0 when you solve these. Okay, let's solve our final example for this video, which is again in quadratic form, and this time we've got x to the 4th power rather than to the -2nd. And so I'm just going to rely on u is equal to x squared. Okay, we've seen this quadratic form before when we discussed factoring. So I've got 12u squared minus 11u plus 2 equals to 0. If you're ever unsure of what to use as substitution, this middle term is going to be half of the power of the first term, and that's the one that you want to use for the u substitution. Okay, so we would love to factor this, right? So we can go ahead and factor this down. If you want to take a second, go ahead, pause the video, factor it yourself. Okay, and if you have factored it, you should get this. 3u minus 2 times 4u minus 1, still equal to 0. Let's go ahead and get the solutions. Feeling confident, go ahead and get those yourself. And you should find this, u equals 2/3, u equals 1/4. Okay, and that is, of course, using that zero factor property, basically setting each one equal to 0 and solving it. All right, now, what do we have to do from here? Remember that u is actually just x squared. So we're going to replace it again. X squared equals to 2/3. X squared equals to 1/4. And to solve these, we're of course going to take our square roots. Okay. And when we take a square root, remember, plus minus is super important. So we're going to have x equals plus or minus root 2/3. And x equals plus or minus root 1/4. And of course, these do simplify down. And we should end up rationalizing this. So we had root 2 over root 3. And we'll rationalize it, and we should get plus or minus root 6 over 3. That's my first solution. Okay, and the second one actually works out much nicer. This one is just plus or minus 1/2 when we simplify it, right? No need to rationalize that one. But the left-hand answer we will rationalize. So overall, my solution set might look like this. X equals plus or minus root 6 over 3 and plus or minus 1/2. Okay, again, you can go back, you can plug these in, and you will see that these do check out our original equation. Okay, we would get a result that is 0, and that is how we solve this. Okay, so the key thing is going to be, of course, using that quadratic form so that we can factor this down. Okay, once we have it factored, we will then be able to take the square root of each side once we resub back in for x squared. Once we do get a plus minus answer. Make sure that we do that, address that, that's super important. And then you can, of course, double check your answers by plugging them all back in. Okay, hope you found this video helpful, guys. Good luck, happy studying.